Hello everyone, welcome back to another figure review. My name is Matthew and today we're doing a video on the Playmates 6-inch Skar King with Whiplash. I am honestly really excited for this one because Skar King is honestly a really unique figure for me, and there's a lot of things that I was really hyped about in specific, but of course now having the figure in hand, let's see if this figure really is worth the hype. First of all, let's take a look at the head. Obviously we have the eyes that are painted the signature blue that Skar King has. It's never really explained in the movie why he has those blue eyes, but hey, he has glowing blue eyes. Here we have like obviously his face paint, which looks a lot like Kratos, as a lot of people have said, but again, it looks really well done. Like the head, so the red line that goes all the way from his top of his forehead down to his cheeks, and it honestly looks really well done. And especially like the mouth paint, it actually has a slightly different color than the white on the rest of the face, here and here. And of course, here we have the ears that are small, but actually really well sculpted and actually have some pretty decent detail to it. And I will say that I like the paint on the nostrils. Actually, I don't know if that is paint. I think that's just really well sculpted and that's just the shadow of it. But of course, what I'm trying to say is the details on the ears, eyes, nose, and mouth are really well done. Here we have like the top of the head, like the fur kind of going down, and then we get to like the broader chest, where we get like that signature kind of like white streak across the chest from his hip to, well, obviously his chest. We have another splotch of white there. So he's essentially just like a big orange and white colored orangutan. Oh, there, there he goes. But yeah, his chest is actually really well sculpted and actually has a really nicely sculpted six pack, which again I was not expecting Playmates to hit a bunch of home runs with their 6-inch six packs and whatnot. So 6 on 6 packs. Oh yeah. Let's take a look at the shoulder. Actually, no, let's take a look at the back here. Not much to really talk about, but again, I talked about this with the Kong, but the fur detail, oh man, it is so good. Because, like, look at it. It looks like actual fur. Granted, it's not actual fur, but it looks like actual fur, at least from a distance. Obviously, it's made of plastic, but you can just tell, like, these, like, detailing, and it actually looks like something that would exist on an orangutan, minus the plastic. Here on the shoulders, or I guess the arms, I will say here on the upper arm, it is really well detailed and actually looks like, it's applied really well. You got some like kind of gradient towards like the kind of like fur to the skin and whatnot. So, it honestly, again, looks really well done. Can't really say that about the lower arm. I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be up in front and honest. I am not a fan of the way this thing is painted. I feel like it has too much white, not enough red. Because look at this. This looks fine, but then it immediately there's like almost no gradient. It's or transition. It just goes straight to gray, and then we have like this red line that runs across, and it honestly just looks kind of tacky. It doesn't look very good. And the hand, it just kind of looks like it was just dipped in white paint. So honestly, I'm a bit bummed, especially when it comes to like the quality of the paint on Skar King, because this again just it's slapped on, and I can forgive the scars on Kong, but not these. Like these are ugly. Because I wish they would had more of this, like a bit smaller amount, or like a bit of a more gradient than this. This is just caked on. And the same thing goes with the other arm, because, well, it's not as, actually, no, it's actually kind of as bad. Because, like, look, it's so white, and even, like, from a transitioning thing, it's not, doesn't really transition well at all. And, there's several lines that overlap on each other. You can obviously see here, here, and here. Like, what are those lines even supposed to be? His skin? If it was his skin, then I guess what the figure's trying to communicate is that Skar King's skin is white, his fur is red. So why would there be lines there? Maybe like the same reason why his head is red, but it just looks so tacky here. I know it's a $10 toy, but when they're capable of doing this, this actually looks good. This does not. And honestly, again, it's still really sucky, but again, the detail work is still really rock solid, and I like it a lot. Of course, he has the clenched fist, obviously. And let's talk about the legs. Not as bad, honestly. In fact, I consider this like the best part of it. There's no white on the legs, minus the feet, but it looks really well detailed, and I love the mold still. I really like it. I would say again that, it's only on one side. Given how acrobatic this guy is, you're going to be wanting him like kicking up in the air. So you're going to be seeing that exposed, non-white painted feet. So there's the bottom of the feet. Sorry, there's the feet themselves, though. The toes are painted, so at least they got that sort of sense corrected. But I feel like they overpainted a little bit because you can kind of see it kind of goes onto the feet themselves, like not just the toes. So I feel like if it was a bit dialed back, then it would be a bit better. But aside from that, that is relatively it for sculpt and paint. I honestly got to say, it's honestly one of the weaker ones when it comes to like consistency. But again, the detail work is amazing, and the paint job is primarily just two colors, red and white. Oh, stop falling over. He doesn't have a tail, nor does he have like a heavy weight to him, so he's a bit hard to stand. But that being said, I still would like to see a bit better paint when it comes to like the stripes. The head, it looks fine, but this looks crummy and that looks really crummy. So I would appreciate if it was instead maybe more like a spray rather than slapped on line paint that was like that. Because that looks really weird. I get it was probably like that in the movie. I'd have to go back and rewatch it. But even then, like, it looks so odd, especially in a figure form like this. So it's fine, gets a pass, but I wish it was a bit better. And next for articulation, Skar King actually has quite a bit. He has a head rotation, which he can go all the way around. So if you want to snap Skar King's neck and have that be the finisher move instead of him being frozen to death and crushed by Kong and Rio, then they go right ahead. You can go kind of swivel hinge up at this forearm. I will say this arm is a little loose. It's like it's a little loose on mine. It's not so bad, but like it's still kind of noticeable. So, but he does have the ability to rotate all the way around, and he does have the ability to hinge his elbows this far in, that far out, and can go all the way around. And also has the ability to swivel his wrist. Now, I will say that there's a bit more range when it comes to the arms because he's not as bulky as, say, Kong is. So you can kind of get a little bit more better posing. I just realized, no, that's just the plastic where it's molded and they have to like rip it out. Now, here's the best part. A movable waist. Now, it is a little squeaky, and notice how it's moving like a ball joint. That's because... Whoa! Whoa, okay, knocking over my light. Sorry, Luxo. It is on a ball joint. Now, what's fun to note about it is that it's not just a ball joint. See, if you've been a long time viewer of the channel, which I hope you are, I'm just gonna let the 2020 people do their work. This looks like a certain video game character. Anyway, if you've been a long time viewer of the channel, you know that I love the NECA figures. And something that the NECA Godzilla 94 does is actually have like a little groove to the side where it can actually like act as more articulation. And the Playmates Skar King kind of does this because it has like little in divots right here to allow a bit more side to side, which honestly is really, really good use, really useful like feature on him. So you can kind of get a little bit more like leeway this way, a little more that way, and also can really rotate as a lot on this thing. And here we have the legs. Go kind of forward about that far. Backwards about that far. Also, I forgot to show the range on this thing. Can kind of crunch down about that far. Crunch down up about that far. And that side like that. And if you rotate the leg like this, you can actually kind of go kick out to the side or do the splits. And the knees are on hinges. So they will not be able to rotate, and the feet are not going to be able to rotate, but again, you can just rotate the entirety of the leg. So as far as postability goes, he's honestly really good. I would say give him feet swivels. And this thing is practically on par with a lot of NECAs and Monster Arts figures. I said that.